I've had it plugged in ever since I got it, but I don't know why I would say the battery is too low. That doesn't make any sense. Why would the battery be too low in the initial test but not the second test? It was plugged in. It was plugged in before the initial test. It's been plugged in for the last 2 weeks. How would I have charged that in 30 seconds? All right.
Get a new device.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, what time?
I can anytime today, really.
Okay. We're here till 5, so if you could bring the device in and just get a new one.
Okay, sure.
That would be fantastic.
While I have you on the phone, can I ask, what is the point of having me test at 10 and 5 other than to ensure that I can't get more than 6 hours of uninterrupted sleep a night?
Unfortunately, I'm not the one who sets those times. That's pretrial services.
Okay, so I'd have to talk to them.
Yeah, and generally, I think the reasoning behind it is so that they can prove that you're at home during your curfew.
Okay. Okay.
That would be, my brain says that's why.
Okay, I'll go ahead and give them a call and see about that. I think they're open anyway. All right.
Yeah, if you're like, hey, move it for sleep or whatever, sometimes they can. It just depends. So.
Yeah, they flat out refused the last time I asked them to. So.
Yeah, so they may refuse again, but.
Yeah.
The reason it's set when it's set, I think, is because then you can tell that you're at home during your curfew.
Yeah. I mean, if it tested at 9 a.m., I'd probably still be home in my curfew. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know why they can't move my curfew. Yeah, I don't know why they can't expand my curfew. It makes no sense.
And I'm not sure about that portion of it. Do you want me to transfer you to them?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. This is free trial.
Hi. I wanted to ask, what is the purpose of making me test at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. other to ensure that I can't get more than 6 hours of uninterrupted sleep per night?
That's just standard curfew for anyone who's on monitoring. So curfew runs from 10 at night till 6 in the morning.
Okay, but you do realize that means that I can't get more than 6 hours of uninterrupted sleep a night, right? So I'm suffering from like a massive amount of sleep deprivation right now. I'm assuming because the state of Oregon wants to send me into an insane frenzy?
No, I don't think that's what it is. It's just a standard condition. So if you have an issue with that, with the curfew condition, you can talk to your attorney, and they can run it by a judge, and they can adjust it for you if need be. But
so
we will adjust it for you if it's for like work.
Yeah, so basically I have to wait a month in order to have it adjusted in order to be able to get a decent amount of sleep because I don't have a court date until the 27th. And my attorney has actually tried to get it readjusted, and they told me repeatedly that they will not adjust it for except for work. But the current times are not even conducive to life, let alone work.
Did you want to have a longer curfew?
Yeah, I've requested that repeatedly, and they keep telling me that they won't adjust. It cannot be adjusted except for work conditions.
That's typically what we adjust it for is for work conditions. But so what time do you normally go to bed?
The 10 p.m. one is fine. I just needed expand the morning one moved to, I don't know, 8 or 9 a.m. so I can get a decent amount of sleep.
Are you currently employed?
I'm a volunteer essentially. I'm a live-in caretaker for my elderly father, who is getting more and more stressed out the more stressed out I get over this whole situation. And the fact that
Yeah,
I'm
I
being
mean, it's kind
considered
of
guilty unless proven innocent.
right. And at this point in time, because given the charges and the DA wanting to pursue those charges against you, we're kind of also just, not much we can do. But
Here's my
I
question.
would just
The cops that assaulted me, were they arrested?
mhm. The officers who were on scene, they probably weren't arrested since they were there
So
doing their job.
why am I guilty unless proven innocent, but they aren't?
So an arrest was made. There was probable cause that was determined, and then a
That
judge felt like
probable
that probable cause
cause
was
was
there,
the
and they
probable
signed off on it.
the
And then the DA filed charges. That's what that is.
so what you're telling me is the court system is corrupt.
What I'm telling you is at that point in time, it went through 3 individuals who all felt like there was sufficient information to make sure that you end up going to court.
Well,
And
it's funny because
this
is now the second time where I've been arrested and thrown in jail on suspicion of charges, essentially considered guilty unless proven innocent, in a country that is supposedly where the justice system is supposedly innocent until proven guilty. So is that? I mean, is everything in this country just a flat out lie?
I mean, I think that's something you want to discuss with your attorney and not me.
I've discussed it with my attorney, and he doesn't seem to be able to do. He seems powerless to be able to do anything about the system, no matter how hard he tries about my
Yeah.
current situation. In fact, I'm pretty sure I could get the best attorney in the country, and the legal system would still be screwing me over as much as possible, just because they can and they know they can get away with it.
Yeah. So right now, I mean, like I said, we really can't adjust your curfew a whole lot. I mean, I can have your curfew go off between like 9:30 and 10, and then at maybe between like 6 and 7:30. That's like the most I can really adjust it.
That would be at least a little more reasonable. I don't know why they didn't give me that option before.
You wouldn't. I'm gonna go ahead and just adjust it by half an hour, so it's gonna run by an hour longer. Your curfew. So your curfew is now going to be from 9:30 until 7:30, which means that you cannot leave your residence for any purposes other than medical stuff between those hours.
You don't need to move it to 9:30. The 7:30 is fine. That'll give me a little bit more time to sleep at least. 10 to 7 is fine by me.
Okay, so 10 to 7:30 is what you're after.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so then I'm not gonna touch the 10. What I'll do is I'll just do, instead of doing 7:30 because I was adjusting it for the in between, I'm just gonna do 7. So it's gonna go off between 6:30 and 7.
Okay.
And then if you don't want the 10 o'clock to move, the 10 o'clock will go off. It goes off during your curfew because it's trying to make sure that you're at home. Your monitor has a GPS on it. I'm not sure if you're on the ankle monitor as well, but if you're just the alcohol monitor, it's trying to go off while you're at home, which is why it does that. So it's not preventing you from leaving your house if you have to go to work. But
okay. And then why has it been going off as late as 10:50 and sometimes even before 5?
So it wouldn't go off before 5 unless your curfew's a bit different. So typically it runs between, and I can as far as I could tell, it goes off early, like 6:05. Let me see here. Testing out at 6:05. Another test. The night test went off at 10:52. Another one off at 6:04.
So it's
5:47.
basically
So it's
just
running
whenever
between
they
your
feel like it.
It's going off within your curfew hours to make sure that you're in your residence. And we have a lot of individuals who are on this program. So again, I'll have the deputies adjust it so that there's an additional hour to your curfew in the morning, so that it's not going off at 5.
So the state is intentionally depriving a whole lot of people of sleep.
It's not intentionally. That's just the conditions set by the court. So again, if there were issues, then at that point you run it by your attorney. But
okay.
Yeah, I'll adjust it an hour additional in the morning. That way you have kind of a little bit extra sleep. And then the best thing to do is run it by your attorney. I know that your attorney's already said they won't adjust it. I mean, if they're there to assist you, a lot of attorneys will put in motions for their clients. I've seen unreasonable requests and they still go through. So I'm not sure who your attorney is, but they can definitely accommodate a motion in front of a judge.
Okay, because I've been talking to him for at least a couple weeks now, and yeah, he hasn't been able to get it readjusted. But I wanted to ask about something else. So, as part of the conditions in my release, I'm not allowed to associate with people who use illegal drugs. But last I checked, all the drugs in this state have been decriminalized. So, what is defined as illegal drugs if no drugs are illegal?
Wait, so they're now all criminalized again as of September of last year. So you must have been misinformed.
Yeah, no, I didn't get that update.
Yeah, so they're now all illegal as they were, and they're all now criminal offenses again.
All of them, even marijuana?
The marijuana is one that will still be in place, but marijuana per your release agreement is prohibited unless you have a doctor's prescription.
No, okay, so I'm assuming the purpose of that is to ensure that our criminals aren't calm and composed, but rather agitated, right?
That's just that's the condition that the state of Oregon wants. So,
and that doesn't make any sense to me.
If you have a doctor's note, then at that point we can allow you to smoke, but if you don't have one, then there's nothing we can do. You need a doctor's note, a doctor's prescription. You can't just go get an Oregon, marijuana card and call it good. It needs to be for medical purposes.
And that's again because the state wants people to be agitated and not calm. I assume because that's what marijuana does is calm people down.
Marijuana and they still go by life pretty well. So again, if it's for medical purposes, we don't mind you using it.
So I would have to have some kind of doctor's note indicating that I need that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I see.
Yeah, and then you bring it by our office so we can make a copy of it, and then at that point in time, you can go ahead and use marijuana without there being any repercussions.
I wish I had known that earlier. According to what I was seeing there, I just wasn't allowed to use it at all. But
it is an exclusion, yeah. But I mean, if it is something for dire medical reasons, and a judge or your doctor is doing it, and we have a note and a prescription on file, then you.
So if I don't have a dire medical reason, if I just need to use it so that I don't go around hurting people because I'm in a sleep-deprived rage, that's not good enough?
I mean, if you're also, that's another thing that can be discussed with the judge if you want to go ahead and do that route.
In like 3 weeks at my court date?
No, it can be beforehand. Typically when the attorney files a motion, it goes within a judge within a week.
Okay, I guess I'll have to discuss that with him then.
But I'll adjust your curfew so that's an additional hour in the morning. So 10 p.m. till 7 in the morning.
All right, thank you.
No worries. Bye.
Bye. And there you have it, folks. There you have it. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. Nobody knows how to function as a society anymore. Nope, we have our rules. I'm just following orders. Doesn't that sound familiar? Welcome to America.